Hello everyone. Um, so everyone, I've seen videos on YouTube. I mean YouTube, sorry. I've seen videos on YouTube, and everyone talks about consistency. Like something like maybe you've ever heard it's a mindset issue, or about having a clean setup, But like, what if it's your aim style? What if the thing that makes you inconsistent is your aim style? Now, today I'm gonna show you, well, not gonna show you, but like I've done some research, some testing out. So basically what I've done is test out stuff for you so you don't have to, you know, try it yourself. And basically there are two major aiming techniques, right? There's the wrist aiming with the high sense, and there's also the arm aiming. Now, of course, um, you might never heard of it, but maybe this is new to you. But if you ever heard of the hybrid aiming technique, that's basically the main point I'm going to talk about today. So, but first, before we go to that, I'm going to show you like the reason why using only one part of your arm might be holding you back. Okay, so wrist aiming. Um, you know, wrist aiming, like uh, there's a lot of people that use it, and there's the benefits to it, of course. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you some of the benefits, of course, but like wrist aiming is good because it allows you to have like faster flicks, micro adjustments, faster micro adjustments like this. I'm using my wrist right now, and it's also like really good for close range fights because like when you're this close, you need a high sense and you can just like flick to the enemies and stuff. It feels snappy. It feels like really responsive, and it's really popular with people with high sense and high DPI. But there, of course, the downsides of wrist aiming, which happens a lot of time, which is basically you overflick a lot. You overflick or underflick a lot depending on like your day. I don't know how to say it, but like it varies. It varies from day to day. Like sometimes one day you can just be hitting the nastiest shot ever, like just flicking to everybody, just killing everybody, and then the next day you might be just like holding an angle. Even when you're holding an angle, and then you just whiff. Like it happens a lot to me because I've previously used my wrist. And also, if you play for long periods of time, like maybe you play like 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day, it can really tire your wrist, your arm, well, not your arm but your wrist. And it also like there's like this risk of RSI and also the carpal tunnel, if you know. And I don't think like it's really worth it. If your aim feels snappy some games and trash in others, it could be your wrist inconsistency under stress. Now I'm gonna talk about the arm aiming. Now arm aiming, the pros, like the upsides of arm aiming is like you can like clear large angles more consistently, whereas with wrist aiming you can only like there's a limit to how much you can clear. And every time, like let's say I'm using my wrist to this side, and then every time I reach this I need to reset my position back, like my mouse position back to the middle, to like go another like this, you understand me? And the good thing with arms is that like there's like a little chance, well, not little, it's like lower than wrist to overflick, because of the low sense you're using with arm. It's like usually you're not overflicking but you're underflicking, and then it's really easy to adjust. And then there's also, of course, the lesser risk of having the RSI of the wrist injury, because like you're using more of the arm instead of the wrist. But the cons of the arm aiming is basically, you know maybe sometimes you can't micro adjust when you're like arm aiming like this, and then you can just micro adjust like that using your wrist. And of course you need like a big desk space for it, and it's actually like more tiring for the shoulder if you're not like used to it. Using your arm might feel sluggish at first, but it's more stable long term, especially for the low sense players. Now, why this causes inconsistency? Using only one aiming style instead of both of them. So basically, if you're using your wrist, it's more of a volatile control, like when tired or stressed or even cold, like your wrist, they just lose the precision, the sharpness they used to have. And for the arm aiming, it's stable control, but it needs warm up, and also like it really needs the desk space, like if you don't have the space to move your arm around, it's like it's almost impossible to use the arm. Now if you already know about this both of them, maybe without realizing, maybe you're actually using both of them, like you're using the hybrid technique, but like you didn't even realize it. And if you don't use it in with intent, it might like it might make some big inconsistencies in your game. You use your wrist for one round and then your arm in the next round. Like there's no wonder your crosshairs on like a different zip code every duel, like sometimes in one round you'll be hitting shots like this, and in the next round you'll be like under flicking. Maybe you're using both of those without realizing. Now I'm gonna give you some of the fixes. Of course they are optional, but I think if you start implementing them, they will be like they will be good for you for your gameplay. Now I'm gonna talk about the hybrid style, which I'm starting to use now. So I'm just gonna talk like briefly about it, like the broad topics. But if you want an inner depth, like how to set it up, how to like position your arm and stuff, all of that stuff, I'm gonna link a video from this guy. He's called Struth Gaming, and he's made a video about it, and I saw it. And at first I was like skeptical, but once you tried it out and you get it going for like a week, and you understand it better, and you understand how to use your arm hybrid aiming better, it's gonna be like a game changer for you. Because right now I've been trying it out for like more than a week, and I'm having I'm having more consistent games rather than when I was using my wrist, where I'm having much more inconsistent like games. Like one day I'll be hitting the nasty shots, and the other day I'll just be like whiffing and missing every shot I can. But let me warn you, since this might be new for everyone, well, not everyone, but like some of you might never have tried it using your arm or your wrist, or even tried using them together. The first few days are gonna be tough, because you're just gonna need we use you're gonna choose, oh my god, you're gonna need to find basically that sweet spot for you. You're gonna be having lots of trials and errors. This is like there is no one touch trick, like a one try magic. This is not a one try magic. Like once you change, everything is gonna be rainbows and you're gonna hit the nastiest shots, you're gonna rank up. No, it's not. You're gonna have trials and errors like everything. We need to be realistic at this point. So I'm just gonna show you hey, so now I'm gonna show you like how to set it up first, the hybrid aiming techniques, and I'm also going to show you like what's the warm-up routine I do. Because in my opinion, I think every time you try out the new like a new aim technique, or you try out a new sense, you need to warm up first before you start playing, because you need to get like used to it. But once you're used to it, I think you can like just head on straight to ranked. I think it's possible. But yeah, so first, to set it up, I'm gonna like give you some stuff to do. So basically, okay, so first what you want to do is, if you're on a high sense, for me, like I'm on 1600 DPI. So if you're on a high sense like me, you want to lower it down a bit. Well, not a bit, by a lot, if you're using high sense, because I want you to like force yourself into using your arm more. So if you want, you can just lower it by 1. You can do 299, or even like by 1.5. So maybe like this. I mean, it's basically this, because I was at 4. Now This forces you to use your arm more. And after you do this, I want you to like try out. First, I want you to try it with your wrist. Try it with your wrist, and if you're like me, like if you see I'm under flicking, right? Also, don't force it. Just try to flick naturally. And if you're like under flicking like me, I'm like, okay, I need to increase it by two. By two, let's try increasing by two. Still under flicking. By two again. Okay, I'm getting there. Let's try this by two again. Yeah, there you go. That's a lot better. And after that, you want to try tracking. So basically just try to track like one target like this. You want to try tracking this guy. And if you feel like if you were at 2.5, like if I was at lower sense, I'll be like having a hard time to trying to track because like my crosshair will fall behind. But once you find the sweet spot for you, it's gonna feel more like natural for you like this. And then I'll show you like if you're using the hybrid, you can just like track this, start tracking this guy, and then you can just flick to this. Like this is my arm, and then this is my wrist. My arm, my wrist, arm, my wrist. There you go. Oh, I missed right there, but like yeah, you get the point. So now I'm gonna show you the warm-up routine that I do. But if you wanna set it up, oh sorry, there's a car. But now I'm gonna show you the warm-up routine that I'm gonna do. But if you wanna set it up, again, please go to the video in the description. This video is super helpful. There's also another video by him about like how to set up your table and your chair perfectly, and I think it's pretty important to avoid like strains over long periods of gameplay. So yeah, okay, so once you set up, the first thing I want you to do is go to the range, turn off strafe, sorry. Just go to like 50 or 100, doesn't matter, and then start. Now what I want you to do now is basically don't use your wrist, just use your arm. Just move around like this, keep tracking the bot, try to track it, and then after a few seconds maybe shoot it so you can change targets. Keep trying to track this. Do this for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes at a time or something. I don't want you to like be too tired from just doing this alone, because if you're too tired, I think like it's not a good thing to. Yeah, try to track it. I know my tracking's not perfect, guys, but try your best. Make sure if you're like on the edge, like this is the edge for me, like I can't go any more than this. Reset your arm to the middle and then track it again. Like this is the edge. Now I'm gonna reset it, shoot it, and just basically do that for 3 minutes. And now the next one, I want you to try using your wrist only. So what you can try to do is just exit this, go to practice, and then just shoot. Like try to find both spots that are close to each other, and use your wrist to flick to them. I mean, you can use a Vandal or Guardian, but like I'm using a Guardian right now. Basically do the same thing, 3 minutes. And then for the last one, like you can try to combine them, which I try to do. I mean, like I showed you before, you can just track them and then try to flick, track them, try to flick, try to flick to another target. And then this, in an in-game scenario, I think this is very useful because in game you can be like tracking, like if you're clearing angles like this, and then enemies are, for example, right? So you're clearing like this, and then your aim like is right here because of your crosshair placement. You can just flick to him right away because that's an off angle. So yeah, that's basically the warm-up routine I do. And of course, I'm gonna warn you again, it might be hard for you. So if you're trying your best and you might feel like giving up in the first few days, like I promise you, it's worth it. It's worth the injury, it's worth the pain. Like in the long run, it's gonna save your arm lots of strain. I mean, like yeah, but that's basically it, guys. I'm sorry if this video is a bit like scrappy, like a bit like ugly, if some of you can say, because I'm just like free running it. You know, I'm not like, I don't have a script. I'm just free running it, and I don't usually make videos, but um, I only make videos when I'm in the mood. So yeah, I'm really sorry if there's mistakes. Like, feel free to comment if like you want to correct me on something, because I I know my knowledge is not perfect, because like maybe some things I'm saying is wrong, and if I am wrong and you want to tell other people about it, feel free to leave the comment. I'll give it a like, I'll maybe pin it. So but yeah, thank you guys, hope you improve on your games.